my sheep hears my voice. And it's Jesus. So
Now, if there is anything that cannot be stopped in the world, it's what? Some of you, your destiny, your purpose is like a leaf. You are the story of your family. You are the story of Namibia that will show.
the blessings you pray for, the healing you pray for, the true healing and the true blessing comes from this home.
The revelation of self breaks all chains. The source of your information, the source of your knowledge defines who you are and who you become.
You are dealing with, the first thing is called choice. Okay? The battle going on here, reconciliation. God redeems us. Now he says, I shall reconcile you.
Welcome to the Power of Purpose. This is the word for today. We are reading from Joshua chapter 24, verse 12, verse 15. Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods of your forefathers served beyond the river, or the gods of Amorites in whose land you were living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. We're in the book of Joshua. Joshua is now a successor from Moses. And the book starts with Joshua being encouraged and say, do not fear, trust in the Lord, meditate on this word, and he shall direct your path and you shall be successful. Joshua gets all these encouragements, and Moses ordained him as a successor to lead the children of Israel into the promised land. And Moses is going to die in the wilderness, and Joshua has to lead the children of Israel into the promised land, and God encourages him. So the whole book of Joshua is a book about fights. There will be fights. The walls of Jericho will come down. The river Jordan will part ways. And there will be many things Joshua has to do. And one of the important things was Joshua is ordained and is told by God to circumcise the children of Israel before they enter into the promised land. And that's a very vital to you as a child of God, as a believer, the circumcision of your heart. You need to be circumcised in your character and your integrity before you can enter into the promised land and that God has prepared for you. And there will be many mistakes made. One sins, and then the whole household of Israel is punished. As we are coming to 24, it's also the last stage of Joshua. Many battles have been won, they have settled. But again, just like their forefathers, they begin to deviate into other gods, begin to worship other things. They forgot about the God who gave them the promised land. And Joshua, in the last chapter of the book, is reminding them of their forefathers and the mistakes of their forefathers, why their forefathers died in the wilderness. And now we're in chapter 24, the last chapter. And in verse 15, Joshua says, choose. It is a matter of choice. You have seen what your forefathers did, the mistakes they made, why they died in the wilderness, their stubbornness. Now it's your choice today. You have seen the battles God has fought for us. You have seen the blessings God has poured on us. Now it's your time to choose, for I've seen that you're deviating to other gods, to worship other things. Like today, people worship money, materialism, and all other things have taken over. People go to church for miracles of money, marriage, and all that stuff, and they forget the God who blesses. They are not focusing on the God that gives. They are focusing only come to him for material things. And this has happened to the children of Israel before, where God delivers them and gives them all the blessings, and they begin to derail, deviate from the actual purpose of their calling and their assignment. And God here is reminding them in the last days of Joshua, and Joshua says, choose today who you will serve. Choose today who you will serve. The God of your forefathers, the gods of your forefathers which they failed, or the God of Israel that has brought you this far. The God of Israel that has brought you, Ebenezer, God has brought you this far, delivered you, given you the promised land. And you are now starting to deviate, to go back into certain path. How does that now, this book, that is the summary of this book. And I want to emphasize something in this book that is very interesting. The name Joshua represents Savior, means Savior, Yeshua, who is going to save us. Savior, Yeshua. And when you read the whole story, the fights, and how God delivers them, and here they are. I think the Bible is so true. The heart of man is desperately wicked. Desperately wicked. We often see the path and come back to the vomit. See the path and come back to the vomit. And here Joshua is reminding them, and is reminding you and me. So, contemporarily, in your life, how does this now comes to you? Choose today who you will serve. The God of money, fashion, designs, clothes, cars, or the God that sustains your breath in your hand. Choose today who you will serve. You can lie to yourself, listen to all philosophers and all kind of things, all religion, all kind of people about whether there is God or not. That is fruitless, meaningless. You and I know you are going to serve something. And I love what Joshua says to them here. He says, choose who you will serve, because ultimately we are all serving someone or something. Is it the ultimate Messiah, Jesus Christ, who died for you on the cross? Or is it materialism? Or is it broken religion or culture? Choose. At the end of the day, beneath our choices, there is something we are serving, indirectly or directly. I love one poet said, when you have denied every God, denied everything of the existence of God, and then the devil comes and say, there is no other God left. I am the only God that is left. So the poet's statement is to say, this Satan lives on the left. And when you have denied the right God, is the only God that is left. So you are going to serve him direct or indirect. We are all serving something or someone. But I would rather choose, because God has given us the ultimate choice. I would rather choose to serve God, even if I don't see it, even if so many things are there to break that. I would rather choose to serve God and the power of God and see that after beyond. I would rather choose to serve something that is concrete, that is ultimate God. The power of choice has been a very interesting one. When when Joshua is alluding to them, the power of choice has been very interesting in your life today. I want you to come to the understanding that the ultimate evil man goes through, every trouble, every situation, every battle, there is a power of choice attached to it. When you grow up to a certain age, when you get your ID, there is no blaming game. From there forth, the choices you make. Your forefathers might have served other gods. You can choose. Choice is attached to success. Choice is attached to failure. There is no failure without choice. There is no success without choice. That is the beautiful part of it. Even if you didn't choose failure, the ultimate choices you made led to the failure. Even if you didn't choose success, the ultimate choices you make leads to the success. So somebody said roughly, we make about 400 choices a day. 440, 450 choices a day. The clothes I'm putting on, the watch I'm wearing, the food, where I want to go after this, what I want to say. In a day you have an average of about 400 choices. Now you have big choices and unconscious choices, but you are choosing anyway. Whether you think of it, whether you're not. I chose to wear what I'm wearing. I choose the food I'm going to eat, the friends I'm going to have. So you need to understand that in everything, choice is the ultimate power that will lead you either to hell or to heaven, to success or failure. There is a God to be served, and there is a hell to go, and there is a heaven to go. There is a success and there is failure. The blessings or curses, they are all ultimately aligned on your choice. The choices we make, the pain we go through. Maybe you chose somebody you married who was wrong choice, but you got to bear that pain until you find redemption, or maybe until that person is redeemed. The careers you chose, the places you want to be. Choice is the ultimate. What do you choose today? Do you want to choose materialism? And everybody, I know in this DNA, everybody is running after that, and they are comparing your salvation, your blessings, your closeness to God, to materialism. I'll tell you, God is way far bigger. Way far bigger. You can't equate the blessings. You can't equate the blessings with your righteousness or your closeness to God. So materialism is, if we were to measure materialism that is a closeness to God, we might as well include all the evildoers and the atheists. But people today, they think when you are materially up, you are close to God, which is not. I want you to know, who will you choose today? Who to serve? I want you to have a track record of where your family has been. What has happened? Okay, is it a God-serving family? Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ? How has been their life? Survey your life, your family. And check how has been their life, and choose what you want to follow. I looked at my own family, on my father's side and my mother's side, and that what I saw, I never wanted to be any. I looked on both sides, and I said, I'm going to make different choices. And it has not been easy. It has been a battle to fight, because now I'm going to try to live contrary to what my generation and my family had tried to live. Contrary. And I fought that battle. And I want you to know, God is on your side. Choose today. The power of your success is lying in your choice and your decision.